We've heard them all before. Lightning never strikes twice in the same place. Your odds of getting hit by lightning are nearly impossible. Getting struck by lightning and you get superpowers like Shazaam. All right, I made that last one up. But it was a dream of mine as a kid. Hi, I'm Chris May, writer, producer, and host of This Day in Weather History, now in year number 2 from the Weather Network in Canada. Strike me once, shame on you. Strike me twice, shame on me. Strike me 7 times, and I don't know what the hell to say to that. This Day in Weather History. Oh, here's another one. When thunder roars, go indoors. I forgot that one. We have said that time and time again, and I dare say again, we didn't make that up. We might need to take a quick refresher on lightning here, just so that when I actually get around to telling you the shocking details of what happened here, it is as electrifying to you as it was to me. And all right, I will stop making those pun jokes right here. Lightning is so fast that what we see is not actually the real thing. Yeah, the actual flash of light that we see with the naked eye is the result of a lightning strike that travels at, well, the speed of light. I guess that stands to reason. So that puts it at 670 million miles per hour. That is over 1 billion kilometers per hour. An actual lightning strike, however, travels at a comparatively gentle 270,000 miles per hour, or 432,500 kilometers per hour. That's a huge difference. Now, as a useless point of reference, this means that it would take about 55 minutes for a lightning strike to travel to the moon. Even trippier is that the actual width of a lightning bolt is only about 2 to 3 centimeters. Crazy, right? When we see them streaking across the sky, you'd swear that they were as thick as tree trunks. And did you know that the average length of a lightning bolt is somewhere in the 2 to 3 miles? That's how long they are. So they're more like a super high-intensity laser than, well, what we thought they were, and that was a lightning bolt. But boy, are they ever high-powered. The temperature of a single streak of lightning reaches 30,000 degrees Celsius. And by the way, in case that didn't impress you, let me just add this. That's 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. Welcome to year 2 of this podcast. Right now, you're listening to the full version of today's story on your favorite podcast provider. But there's also the daily podcast video short. They're shot right here in my podcast recording studio, so you get that perspective. But oftentimes, they will include visuals from that day's event, from when it happened, in weather history. So after listening to the full story, go check out the podcast video short on television or online anytime at theweathernetwork.com/weather history. Now, for the betting kind out there, I have this tidbit. The odds makers, the odds of being struck by lightning in any given year in the U.S. at a population of roughly 335 million, and with a very active tornado season, is about 1 in 700,000. In Canada, it's adjusted because of our population to somewhere closer to 1 in 1 million. So needless to say, it's a long shot. But the odds of being struck in your lifetime is reduced down to a more seriously eye-opening 1 in 3,000. Okay, so now you pay attention to thunderstorms, right? How about this dude? His name, Roy Cleveland Sullivan, born February 7th, 1912. Roy was a United States park ranger in Shenandoah National Park, Virginia. Let me first point out that he lived to the year 1983, so to a comfortable 71 years old. So that's the good news. But the life he suffered was as far from comfortable as any one human could endure. Between the years 1942 and 1977, Sullivan was struck by lightning on 7 occasions. 7 times struck by lightning. As soon as I read that and remembered that he was a park ranger, my first thought was, what, did he intentionally stand under trees every time there was a thunderstorm? Was he an avid golfer, and was he always holding a wedge above his head every time a thunderstorm happened? Or did he just keep thinking, there's no way that happens again? Now, I can joke because he survived all of them, and went on to carry the name proudly, Human Lightning Rod. He's even noted in and recognized by Guinness Book of World Records as the person struck by lightning more recorded times than any other human being in history. Now that's cool, but understand this. What you also need to know is that on average in the US, there are close to 50 people killed by lightning each year, and worldwide it's closer to between 6 and 24,000 per year. So before you think about trying to break the Human Lightning Rod's Guinness Book of World Record, remember that if you don't, it's because, well, you know. But anyway, it was Sullivan's 7th, this day, in weather history. Tomorrow is June 26th, and we are struck by lightning again for this one, but this time it was a massive drill boat. Oh, and it had just wrapped up a hole drilling assignment. Oh, and there were holes to be filled with dynamite to set the charges from the holes they dug. Oh, yeah, and they didn't get rid of all of the explosive because this thunderstorm moved in, and what happened next is tomorrow on This Day in Weather History with me, your host, Chris May.